Hi, I'm Kath McDonald. Tonight we have Pilates Live on Facebook. If you don't manage to grab us live, we will put the video up to be watched later on in the video section of Eden Hope Hospital Facebook site, and we are trying to get them up on YouTube. If you've never done Pilates before, feel free to join in, do what you can, no pain, don't take your body beyond its comfort zone. Most of the work's done down on the mat. We will start standing with a few standing exercises and then we get down onto the mat. So if you can't get down onto the floor, this could be done on your bed. Although the surface is a little softer, you will still get some benefits. So tonight we are going to just start with a few breaths. So standing tall on our mat, let's just breathe in, reaching our arms above our head and breathe out. We're breathing into the sides of our chest and the back lower lungs. So see if we can feel them expand. You could even put them hands around the chest, and as you inhale through your nose, try and widen and expand that lower chest, and as you breathe out through your mouth, feel the ribs come back in. During Pilates, we focus a lot on our core, so our aim is to lift our pelvic floor. So lifting up through our pelvic floor and pulling in our transverse abdominis through the band that goes from the spine at the back, wraps right around between the hip bones, a very deep muscle. So we try and draw that in and draw up the pelvic floor. So I call it the T-zone. So when I remind you to pull in the T-zone or activate your T-zone, that's your pelvic floor, and gently drawing in this deep abdominal muscle. Okay, tonight we're starting in a wide leg position, legs pointed out into a V, and we're just going down and up in some gentle squats. So go down to whatever level you can, shoulders are back and down, trying to keep our belly vertical, so not trying to stick our butt back too much. And as we come up, squeezing our butt together. Just doing a few of these to warming up our knees. You can hang onto a chair if you like while you're doing this, if you're a little bit unsteady. And as I said, you don't have to go down as low. Okay, we're going down and staying down, and then we're going to get a twist. So release the hands if you can from your hips and twist from side to side, pulling in your abs or abdominal muscles. So really twisting in that middle. Now we're twisting and crunching. So we're crunching using our oblique muscles. Crunch, twist, crunch, twist, crunch. Keep the knees wide. Really feel those abdominal muscles working. Coming back to center and coming up. We are going to place our right hand on our right knee. Our left leg is straight and our left arm overhead, bringing a knee up, elbow to knee. So our weight's mainly into this right leg, touching down our left. A little bit of a wobble. Quite often in my Pilates classes we don't do a lot of standing active work, but as we're not doing our usual active classes, just adding this in. So going to the other side, hand on the left knee, bend in the left knee, lift, pull down, extend that upper arm. Right, even up, but I'm not counting. And last one. Okay, now we're going to do some side lunges. So we just have our legs pointing out in a V again. We're lunging, our right knee going over towards our right toe, straightening our left leg. Hands on hips, other side. So just from side to side, lunging, stretching through the straight leg, bending the knee through the other side. Anyone that's joining us that isn't 100%, please take it easy. You know who you are. Just seen a couple of messages. So my belly's pulled in while I'm lunging here. Now I'm going to reach the opposite arm towards the ankle of the side of the bent knee that I'm lunging towards. Keeping my tummy muscle controlled, pulled in, T-zone activated. As I reach down the other arm now, coming into the air. So opening up through that chest, getting a real twist. Four more. And coming back to standing. Last standing exercise we're going to do is legs in the same position, legs wide, and then drawing in our T-zone. Legs can stay straight here. We're just coming over with a straight spine and up, using these tummy muscles. Getting a stretch as well as using my core strength here to lift up. Last one, and coming up. All right, going into our usual roll down, so standing at the back of your mat, standing tall, drawing our kneecaps up, activating our thighs, standing tall, shoulders down and back. We're going into our roll down, so a long neck, and then the neck curves first, then the shoulders, T-zone, belly activated, coming up and over like we're coming up and over a pulley system. Inhale at the base, and then exhale, roll up one vertebra at a time. Inhale at the top, exhale, roll down. Inhale at the base, exhale, roll up. On your next roll down, staying down and just letting your body hang over. Legs can be straight if your hamstrings allow, or the back of your thigh muscles allow you to have them straight. Otherwise, have them bent as much as you need and just relax and hang. Okay, we're going to walk out now into a full plank. Now your plank may be from your toes or from your knees, whatever feels best for you. If you are from your knees, you are then going to straighten one leg and place it down, straighten the other leg and place it down. If you are in a full plank, you're now going to alternate your knee tapping down. So off we go, find your position. Activate your T-zone, push up out of the arms or the hands, strong arms. Long neck. Really working on those abdominals. Trying to not sag in the middle or pike the butt up too high, trying to keep a straight line. 4 more. And then place both knees down, uncurl your toes and lower yourself down to the floor. thumbs are underneath your shoulder tips. Elbows are pulled into the sides of your body. And as you inhale, you're going to push up on your arms. So push up to wherever you're comfortable and then slowly lower. Make sure your shoulders are pulled away from your ears and your T-zone's activated. Your feet are pressing into the floor. Inhale up. Exhale lower. Inhale up. Exhale lower. Exhale lower. Coming back into your choice of plank, either from the knees or from the toes. Now we're going to tap out to our side. So one foot will tap out and then the other foot, if we're on from our toes, tap left foot out, back to starting spot, right foot out. Off we go. Make sure our shoulders are over our wrists. Strong arms, pulled up belly. Tap, 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 tap. 8 more. 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees, lower yourself to the floor, drawing the elbows in as you come down. Now we're going to take our arms out in a pitchfork style. And as we inhale, we're going to lift our head and shoulders and our arms off the mat. So legs stay planted on the floor, belly's pulled in, and we're going to inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. 4 more. Lower. 3, lower. 2, lower. 1, lower. Okay, pushing yourself up onto the all fours again. We are now taking a choice whether we are in a full plank with straight arms and we're star jumping, so both legs out to the side, both in, or you may come down onto your elbows. Both legs out, both legs in. So find your position and we'll try and do as many as we can, up to 10. So coming up, find your position, off we go. 1, in, 2, in, 3, in, 4, in, 5, in, 6, in, 7, in, 8, in, 9, 10, in. And let's sit back on our knees into child's pose for a rest. Now, if you haven't done Pilates before, this is probably quite an advanced class, so if you're only doing 1 or 2 of each exercise, that's fine. No matter what you're doing, I don't think you'll be sweating as much as I am, because my fire has been roaring at home here all day and I'm pretty warm. Okay. All right, let's all come forward onto our tummies with our elbows under our shoulders and our hands on the floor, palms facing down, shoulder width apart. Inhale, we're going to bring one heel in as close to the butt as we can and 3 little pulses. 1, 2, 3. Extend that leg, point the toe and lower it to the floor. Other heel. 1, 2, 3. Point and lower. Now we're still trying to keep our T-zone activated and we're not trying to wobble or lift the hip up as we do this. So 1, heel in, 2, 3. Extend, lower. In, 2, 3, extend, lower. Alternating legs. for these hamstring curls. Our hamstring being the muscle behind our thigh. Make sure our shoulders are pulled back and down. Our T-zone switched on. And we're breathing nice and slowly and steadily. And lower down. Okay, we're going to push ourselves up and come over onto our bottom. Knees bent, feet on the floor in front of us. Sitting nice and tall, knees and ankles are hip width apart. We can hang on under our knees if we like, or we can extend our arms in front of us. And we're just going to roll down slowly, planting our spine down on the mat, one vertebra at a time. So just imagine our spine uncurling and going back down onto the mat. So inhale, prepare, exhale, curl, scoop that belly, pull in the T-zone. Shoulders away from our ears. Good job. Okay, we're going into some very small abdominal curls. Choice 1, feet can stay on the ground. Choice 2, you could lift your legs one at a time up into tabletop where our shins are parallel to the floor. We're scooping our belly, slightly imprinting this lumbar area or the arch of our spine into the back. Whatever choice your legs are, place them in that position. Bring the hands by the ears. We're going to draw our shoulders away from our ears. Inhale, and as we exhale, lift our head, looking towards our knees. Lift our shoulder blades as high as we can off the mat. Slide our ribs down to our hips. We don't want our belly popping up. We don't want to be pushing our pelvic floor out. We're activating this T-zone. Inhale at the top. Exhale, slowly paint that spine back down on the mat. So very conscious movements. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, head, curl, curl. Ribs to hips, slide them down. Flatten the belly, scoop the belly. Inhale at the top. Exhale, down we go. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift, curl. Keep the elbows wide. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower. Pelvic floor pulling in. Band between the hips, pulling down flat. Ribs sliding towards the hips as you come up. Visualize it. Inhale at the top. Exhale down. It's a very small movement that should be really working your abdominals. Keep it going in your own time. Breathing out through the mouth. Inhaling at the top through the nose. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Prepare. Exhale, curl. Four more in your own time. Slowly. Make sure your eyes are looking between your knees so that you're not dropping your head back, straining and shortening your neck. And resting down when you're ready. The next exercise we're going to leave one knee bent, so leave your right foot on the floor with the knee bent to the roof and take your left leg up into the air pointing to the sky. Straighten that leg as much as you can. Activate your T-zone, so draw in the pelvic floor, Tighten the band between your hips. Hands can be out to the side. We're going to inhale, prepare. Exhale, take the left leg down towards the floor and circle it out to the side and back to starting. Now your circle can be as big or as small as you need to control your core. So we don't want wobbly torsos. So much better having a quality exercise than doing lots of big ones where your core is wobbling all over the place. Just lift your head up and lengthen the back of your neck. So slightly tuck your chin towards your chest so you have a long straight neck. And again, we want to be sliding these ribs down towards our hips, so almost a little mini crunch. Now reverse, go out to the outside and up through the middle. If you're getting too much pain in this hip flexor or the front of your hip, make your circle smaller and engage that T-zone a little bit more, or come to resting. And I think that's enough on that leg. Bring that leg down, plant it on the floor. Reset the T-zone, activate. Take the right leg in the air. Inhale, prepare. Ribs are sliding towards your hips. Exhale, down the midline, circle up and around. Reverse the direction, so go out with your circle and then up the middle. While we have one leg on the ground, our back is not in such a precarious position, but if we lift both legs off the ground, we really need to activate these tummy muscles to support our spine. So bring this leg up, place it down, and then bringing one knee in towards the chest. This exercise we do actually have both legs off the ground, so we activate our T-zone and we actually can slightly push our lower back into the mat, so imprint it slightly. But bring one knee into the chest and extend the other leg. So left knee in. Place your right hand on the inside of your left knee and your left hand on the outside of that same left leg, the ankle or the calf. Then we're going to lift our head and shoulders off the mat. This is a single leg stretch, but we're going to swap our hands. So let's bring our right leg in, take our left hand to the inside of that right knee, grab our right ankle with the right hand. Pull it in nice and tight, extend the left leg. Inhale and swap. So the opposite arm's going to the inside of the opposite knee, opposite hand. If you get it wrong, don't worry. Switch on your T-zone, your belly, scoop your belly, and just switching with each breath. The lower you lower that straight leg, the harder it'll be. If you take it up a bit high, that's fine. Some people might even just take it straight up to the roof. But the knee that you're pulling in, pull it right into the chest. Really scooping that belly in. Really extending through the leg that we're stretching out long, pointing our toes. 2 more. And then pull both knees into the chest. Have a little rock from side to side. Place your right foot on the ground. Squeeze the left knee in as tight as you can. Give it a good squeeze. And then swap sides. Pull the right knee in. Give it a really good squeeze. And then extend both legs. We're going into roll-ups now. If you haven't done Pilates before, roll-ups use a great deal of your core muscles and can be quite difficult. Don't feel you have to roll all the way up into sitting position. We inhale, take our arms above our head. As we exhale, we swing our arms forward, lift our head like an abdominal curl, lift our head and shoulders. That might be as far as we go without popping up in our belly. Or if you can do a full roll up, inhale, arms back, exhale, curl up, pulling the belly, scooping, 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 reaching forward parallel to the ground as far as we can go. Inhale, prepare, exhale, curl, paint the spine down on the mat, shoulders away from the ears, scooping the belly. First one's always the hardest, I feel. There's really no point coming all the way up if as you come up, your tummy's bulging up and you have no control over your pelvic floor. They're most important. You only weaken those muscles if you come up when they're not ready. So you're better off just doing the little reaches, head and shoulders off the mat, and reaching forward slightly, and then going back down. Let's go 3 more. And then on your next one, if you can stay up in a seated position. And we are going into boat pose. We have 3 options with boat pose. If you haven't done Pilates before and you're feeling like your tummy muscles are already straining, feel free to leave the feet on the floor, the knees bent, the back spine is straight, the hands are out near the knees. In fact, you could even grab behind your knees. Then what we're doing is scooping our belly back and rolling back to a partially leaning back position. That's option 1. Option 2, we can bring our legs up into tabletop, join our knees and feet together, still hanging on behind the knees, scooping back. Sorry, I'm getting cramp in my feet. So if you're getting cramp in your feet, you can always flex your feet. Option 3, arms are by your side of your lower legs or your knees. So find your position. We're going to hold here for 30 seconds. Scoop that belly. Hang in there a little bit longer. And then coming forward and lowering the legs to the ground. We're going back down onto the mat. So sit tall, inhale, bring the arms up if you like, exhale, rolling back all the way to the mat, nice and slowly. Having a moment's rest here before we set up for hundreds. So hundreds, 3 options again. We can have straight legs in the air at an angle. We can have our legs in tabletop, or we could even keep our feet on the ground. So set up how you're familiar with. So if we have our feet on the mat, we're inhaling our head and shoulders up, scooping our belly and pulsing our arms up and down by our hips. Tabletop, shins are parallel to the roof. Straight legs can be as low as you like, and we pulse for 100. So we've done, say, 10 already. So keep it going, whatever option you would like. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, out. Keep that belly scooped, pelvic floor in. Strong arms reaching away from our shoulders, shoulders are away from our ears, neck is long, shoulders are off the mat. If your head gets to is aching, you could actually place one hand behind your head and support it, or you could lower it down to the mat. 10 more. And pull the knees into the chest. Roll from side to side with your knees, massaging your lower back. Okay, we're going to go onto our side for a little while and give our abdominal muscles a little bit of rest. We'll come back to them later. So let's come onto our side. We're going to lie along the lengthwise of our mat. Our feet, hips and shoulders and head are all in a line. Our knees are forward and bent. We're going into clam. First of all, we want to make sure that we're lengthening both sides of our waist. So don't sag down here on the mat. Take the top hip away, lift and lengthen. You'll feel the natural arch under your lower belly. Or imagine that there's a natural arch there, but you can feel the difference between banana sagging here onto the mat and letting it all hang, and pushing that top hip away, stacking the top hip over the bottom hip, so feel as though you're almost leaning forward. Top arm can come in front for a gentle support, feet are on the mat, and we're just opening our knee without rolling our top hip backwards. So it doesn't seem much of a movement, but it's really just working our butt muscle here, our glutes. We're pulling in our T-zone, so we're pulling in our tummy muscles and our pelvic floor. So the hand can either rest on the floor in front, or if you're stable, maybe on that top hip, just feeling that it's not moving and not rolling back. As we do our clam. Just shut our knee and raise our ankles now, and we're going to do the same move, open, but keeping our heels off the floor. Stay with option 1 if you like. Keep that top shoulder away from your ear. I was collapsing towards my ear, so just keep that away from our ear. If you don't like your head resting all the way down on your arm like I am, you can actually bring it up onto the elbow. Just make sure we've got length through our torso. Okay, lower that knee down, lower the ankles down, and stretch out so we're in a nice straight line. So from our feet to our hips to our shoulder, hand in front for balance here. This time we're going to lift our top leg up, lengthen it away, and then bring our bottom leg up to meet it. Now with both legs up like this, I do bring my bottom waist, my lower waist to the mat. Now we're going to just scissor forward and backwards, just slowly. Still controlling our belly and our torso here by keeping it engaged. feet back together and lower them down. Now we're going to have our bottom leg bent and extend our top leg hip height. So again, no sagging in the waist, no, top hip away. Flex that bottom foot, so have our toes pointing, our toe almost pointing back towards our face. We are going to kick forward, bring our knee to our chest, take our knee back towards our ankle and extend our leg for bicycle. Kick forward, knee to chest, knee to bottom ankle, extend behind, point the toe. Kick forward with a flex foot, knee to chest, knee to knee, extend. Kick forward, knee to chest, knee to ankle, extend. Stop there. Point that toe as far behind you as you can. Now bring heel to bottom. Swing the knee forward. Straighten the leg. Sweep back. Heel to bottom. Knee forward. Straighten leg. Sweep back. Heel to bottom. Knee to chest. Straighten. Sweep back. Heel to bottom. Knee to chest. Straighten, sweep back, point that leg behind you and bring it forward and down. Okay, we're going into a side plank now. So we're actually going from a straight arm. So our bottom arm is straight. Now you can choose to do a side plank from your knees, with both knees bent and just coming up, trying to make a straight line from your head, middle of your chest to your knees. Reach up if you like. You could have the bottom knee bent on the floor, top leg straight, or you can do a full straight leg. So set up in your position, full straight leg, stack your feet on top of each other, or one foot may be in front of the other. What we don't want is banana bellies again, sagging towards the floor. We're trying to lift our top hip up towards the roof. Let's hold here. Breathing deeply. Two more breaths. And very gently lower yourself down. And let's come on to your other side. Grab a drink of water if you like, between swapping sides. We're going to lay down for our clams. So this is where both knees are bent, ankles, hips and shoulder all lining up in a row. Top hip away, long waist on both sides. And then open our top knee without rolling our top hip backwards. T-zone activated. Okay, close the knees, lift the ankles in the air, open the knees for clam again. A little bit more control, we're a little bit unstable with our feet off the mat. And of course, remember you can have this top arm in front for balance. Last one, close the knees, drop the ankles and extend both legs. So in a straight line, you might have your toes slightly forward. We're going to lift our top leg up, Our bottom leg up, our lower waist does come to the mat, and scissors, forward and back. Okay, bringing those feet back together, lower to the floor. Bottom leg is bent, top leg hip height for bicycle. Extend through the waist, kick forward, knee to chest, knee to knee, extend. Kick forward, knee to chest, knee to knee, extend. Keep that going. Kick forward, knee to chest, knee to knee, extend. Kick forward, knee to chest, knee to knee. Extend that leg behind you, hold it there, stretch through it, heel to bottom. Knee forward, open and straighten the leg, swing back. Heel to bottom, knee forward, open the leg, swing back. Heel to bottom, knee forward, open, swing. Heel to bottom, knee forward, open, sweep back, hold there, bring it forward and down. Good job. Give that a clap, that butt. And we'll go into our side plank. So our 3 side plank options. Straight arm, both knees together. One leg straight, or into our full plank. Arm can come up or sit on the hip, whatever feels good. Lifting through that top side body. Hands should be under our shoulder. Mine's out on a bit of an angle. We'll leave it there for the moment. Three more breaths. And then slowly release down. And we'll come back onto our back again. So lowering yourself down onto your back. What we're going to do here is engage our T-zone, so tighten the pelvic floor, pull in the band between the hip bones, and slightly imprint or lower the arch of our back towards the floor. So we've got a little bit of a scoop happening. Hands can rest on the floor. We're going to make sure our ribs aren't popping up, so they're flattening down towards our hip bones. We're going to lift one leg into tabletop and lower it down. Trying to keep really still through our torso. Other leg up and down. Now we're going one leg up, other leg up, first leg down, second leg down. Swap the sides of which leg lifts first, if you can remember. So now my right's up, right down, left down. Left up, right down, left down. I'm already knucking up. Okay. However you go, up, down, down. Okay. Now we're going to bring both legs up into tabletop and hold them there. And we're going to double tap down. Now this is quite difficult on our abdominal muscles, so make sure you've got your T-zone activated. Our ribs are sliding down towards our hips. We don't have to tap all the way to the ground. We're taking our toes in the direction of the ground without losing our abdominal control and then bringing them back into tabletop. So you might only take them out an inch or two and come back. We don't want to go all the way and have our back arching up off the ground. So off we go, toe taps towards the mat, control that belly and up. We're not really changing the angle between the back of our knee joint. We're actually just the movements coming from our hip joints here. Two more. Lower the feet all the way to the ground. Have a little stretch out. We're going to inhale and bring ourselves up to a seated position, and you can do it through a full roll up, or you can just push up on your arms and come up into a seat. And we're coming into a wide leg rocker. So our wide leg rocker, we're finding our sitting bones and sitting on them. And then we're bringing one leg up at a time with the legs quite wide. So have the toes pointing out to the corners of the mat. Legs, the shins are parallel to the floor. Draw our shoulders back and down so that we've got a straight spine. And we'll just sit here balancing for a few moments. Hands behind our legs. Straight spine, chin tucked down a little bit. Balanced on those sitting bones. You might need to do a bit of wriggling to find a place where you're balancing. That might be it for today, or you can go into the rocker. So with a rocker, we're scooping that belly back as we inhale, curling back, and then as we exhale, rolling up back to our starting position, straight spine. Curl back, inhale, come up, curled up and straighten. Inhale back, exhale up, wide leg rocker. On your next one, come up to your starting spot, grab hold of your left leg behind the knee and see if you can straighten your right leg. Depending on your hamstring tightness, you may not be able to get it anywhere near straight. Try not to scoop the shoulders forward as we do it, keep our spine straight, and then swap sides, try and straighten your left leg. And then of course, see if you can straighten both. Now we can go back to our bench wide leg rocker and try and have our rock, or some of you may be able to try a straight leg wide leg rocker and come up to starting position. Whoop. I'm going to kick the television on my head. Try two more. I'm cramping, so I'm stopping. People often ask what cramping is all about, and the word is it's generally a lack of fluids, lack of water. Upsetting our balance, water balance in our body. Okay, when we're all done there, we're going to all make our way onto the mat, laying back on our back ready for a nice stretch. So down we come. One leg can stay bent on the floor, so leave your left leg bent and take your right leg up in the air towards the sky. You can relax your T-zone now and let it do whatever it likes. And all we're doing here is pointing our toe to the ceiling and then flexing our foot so that our heel is pushing up towards the ceiling. Point, flex, point, flex. Let everything else relax but this ankle joint. Okay, flex that foot and then circle the foot around so that you're mobilizing your ankle. And then the other way. And then flex the foot so the heel's pushing up towards the ceiling. And if you can bring that straight leg in towards you a little bit more, creep your hands up your leg. Get a little bit further into that stretch. Thanks anyone for joining us today for the first time. I hope you adapted the exercises, or you might find you're very sore tomorrow. Release that leg down. Bring your left leg straight up in the air. Point and flex. Even if you have been doing Pilates for a while with us or with anyone, if you haven't been doing it much the last few weeks, you might still find you're a bit sore tomorrow. Have a stretch or do it again. Okay, circle that ankle. And reverse the direction. And then flex that foot and draw it in towards you. Some people may not even be able to straighten their leg in this position, which is fine. As long as you're feeling a stretch through the back of that leg, that's all we're asking for. And release that foot down. We're going to come to a sitting position and do a stretch that we actually did in our yoga class last night. We're going to cross our left foot onto our right knee and then bend our right knee up, hands behind us, and then walk that foot in to wherever you can. Sorry, I'm cramping again. And then we can actually walk our bottom towards that heel. What we're aiming for is a stretch in our left hip here. So to wherever you can walk in, feeling that stretch in your left hip. And then we can release that leg down. Cross the right heel onto the left knee. Bring the left heel in towards our bottom and our bottom in towards the knee. Trying to sit up nice and straight. And release that leg down. We're going to make our way onto all fours now. So onto the hands and knees. Tuck the toes under the feet and then push our butts up in the air into downward dog. And then just push back into our heels. Again, stretching the back of our legs, our Achilles, our calves and our hamstrings this time. So the backs of the ankles, lower legs and upper legs. Gently walk those feet forward up towards your hands and let yourself hang. Really relax the upper body. Straighten the legs as much as you can. And just take 5 deep breaths here. And then when you're ready, rolling up slowly, very slowly in case you're a little bit dizzy. Give your arms a shrug backwards. So roll the shoulders backwards. And forwards. Clasp your hands behind you. Pull the arms back and down. So stretching across our upper chest. And relax. Bring our arms forward. Interclasp our fingers and turn them away, our palms away from us, and pull our shoulder blades apart, pushing our hands away from our chest. And release. Let's take a big deep breath in and raise our arms up in the air and take them back and out to the sides. As we exhale, inhale, lift them up. Exhale out to the sides. One more for good luck. And exhale. Well done. Thanks for joining me. Please comment if you've joined in. Feel free to scroll back into the video section of our hospital Facebook site and do the same. There's a couple of Pilates on there now, a couple of yogas, and feel free to do these classes as many times as you like. See you next time. Yin yoga tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Tomorrow night, Thursday night, sorry. Tomorrow's Wednesday. So Thursday night, 5 p.m. Yin yoga if you'd like to join us.